Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Wednesday, October the 11th, 2023. Wednesday, October the 11th. You know what? Didn't move that much, but let's go into it. I didn't even want to do a whole bunch of pictures because Felicia starts her first day and she has a lot to learn. Great teacher Stella is showing her the ropes, and showing her how to talk to people and how to comfort them. And, so she's so happy that it's her first day and she's just loving it so far. But anyway, anyway, Portia asked to speak to Stella and she tells her that Terry asked her if she would like to be coach chief of staff. And she initially had turned it down because, that would mean more hours, more paperwork, more phone calls. And she says, with everything that's going on with Curtis, she didn't know if she should, spend that kind of time away. And so Stella said, look, Curtis is adjusting, and Curtis is adjusting in his own time. Curtis would not want you to stop your life for him, nor would he want any of us to stop our lives for him. And so Portia said, I initially said no, but I kind of think I want the job. She goes, it'd be a great, it's more money. And right now with Curtis not really working, we could use it. So Stella's like, Jordan, no, not Jordan, Portia, if that's what you want to do, go for it. So Portia, she decided she was going to go for it, right? So we have Terry looking, bothered and trying to figure something out. And Liz goes, what's going on, Terry? She goes, oh, trying to find out who was having sex in the shower room, you know? And Liz is like, wait, what? Where did you hear that from? Amy Driscoll. And she goes, but consider the source. But either way, I've got to look into it. And so Elizabeth said, it's true. And she goes, wait, what? How would you know it's true? She said, because it was me. But me and Finn. No, she goes, because it was me and we were not having sex. It was just kissing. That's it. And so she goes, oh, with Dr. Finn, Biz. And so Elizabeth walked off and Terry went like fast walking behind. You got to tell me. She wants to hear the dirt, right? She wants to hear what is going on. So then we have Laura arrived home. And soon as they walk in the door, cuteness in the house. Look at cuteness. He did everything but stand up and run to Laura and say, Grandma, look at how big that baby's gotten. Oh my goodness. So cute, you know. But it's funny. One twin has always been fussier than the other. Always. Always seemed like they having to straighten him up from crying, right? But this one here, he's the happy one. Ooh, hey. Right? But twins, babies, toddlers, they can only have them on camera 15 minutes. I think an hour. It's something crazy like that. That's why they like to find twins. So anyway, Laura and Kevin walk in and all they see is him and toys everywhere. And they're like, Ace, Ace, where's your mom? And as she's saying it, Esme pops up from the couch with a toy looking haggard. She comes around and Laura's, by this time, she's where Ace is. And she goes, Esme, are you okay? Yes. Ace is teething. And I've been with him for the last 48 hours. And I didn't realize how lonely it would be by myself. I've gotten probably 6 hours sleep in 3 days. She goes, I was so exhausted. I had to call Alexis and say I couldn't come to work. I just couldn't do it. And she goes, wait a minute. Where's Spencer? And Esme just looks at her. But then she tells her Spencer went away for the weekend with Trina, right? And so Laura says, well, we're here now. I'm here now. We're here to help. So Laura's talking to Ace and just, getting a little grandma love, right? And Spencer drops Trina off at the house, her at Portia's house, and he goes home and he walks in the door and he sees his two favorite people. He sees Laura and he sees his brother. So he walks, he goes, "Ah, my two favorite people in the world." So he goes over and he picks up his baby brother and he's, you know, talking to him and said, "I got you a toy." And it's funny, he had the cranky twin because this one was a little teary eyed, wasn't looking because the other one loved Spence. Hey, Spence, what we doing, Spence? And he loves Spencer. One, the one that's more personable. So he was showing him the little toy, and this other one was like looking at the side to probably where his mom was, like, "Come get me. I ain't feeling this. Come get me, mommy." you know? So anyway, um, he sits down and Esme comes out the back and she goes, "You're back." And he goes, "Yep, he's back." And so Laura says, "I have some news." And she goes, "Esme, honey, little Ace looks tired." She says, "Nicholas, I have some news about your father." And she goes, "Esme, honey, little Ace looks tired. I think he needs to go down." Spencer says, "I'll put him down." And Esme's like, "No, no, no. You need to talk to your mother. I'll go put him down." Because I think Laura said, "We have evidence Nicholas is alive." And that's when Esme kind of jumps up. "I'll go put him down. You talk to your mother." Because, see, she really don't know Nicholas if she's still doesn't have her memory, right? So all she knows is what she's seen. This older guy. It's like, ooh, who would want that, right? Ugh. So she disappears, and Spencer sits down next to Laura, and Kevin says, "You know what? I'm gonna take a cue from Esme. I'm getting ready to check up on all my patients. I'm gonna make some phone calls." So he sits down and he's talking to Laura, and he goes, "So that means our father really did abandon us. He's staying away. He's staying away by choice." And Spencer actually looked saddened, you know, by it. And he goes, "You know what? I'm going to actually." Spencer, when she said little Ace looked tired, Spencer says, Esme says, "I'll put him down." Spencer goes, "I'll go with you." And she goes, "Well, as long as you sing that silly song you sing to put him to sleep, fine." And Laura and Kevin are looking at the two of them relate to each other. And he starts singing it going in, and they both come back. And that's when Laura tells them, as Ace is down, and they both come back. And she says, "It only took me having to sit through that silly song 3 times, and Ace is out, right?" So then Laura does the deal. When Esme hears a little bit, she goes, "I'm gonna go check on Ace." She jumps up and books, right? So we'll see where that goes. Now Spencer's emotions are kind of a little uneasy. So Spencer tells his grandmother again he's happy she's back. He goes, "You know what? I'm gonna go check on Ace too." And he just walks out. But Laura and Kevin had commented when they both went in to put him down. He goes, "Do you see that? They are getting along." And Laura's like, "I am so happy about that," right? So now we have, let's see, Gregory goes to see Chase, and Chase is crying, and Gregory apologizes. He says it was selfish of me and blah, blah, blah. You've been so happy lately, and I just wanted to spend time with you happy. Just seeing my son happy. And he was talking about Chase, how happy he was as a kid, and the light of his life, blah, blah, blah. And "I'm so sorry, Chase. I am so sorry because it was selfish of me." And Chase says, "Well, it's okay. If you seeing me happy made your life easier, it's okay, Dad. It's okay." And then they hug, right? And poor little Chase, he's like, my daddy, you know, got me a little teary eyed, right? So Finn shows up, And Chase goes, come in. And Finn is like a little nervous. He goes, no, no, you two, because he saw Gregory was in there. He goes, no, no, I don't want to interrupt you two. And Finn says, come in. I mean, Chase goes, come in, Finn. So Finn comes in and they all talk and they hug it out. And Finn and Chase say they're going to be there for Gregory, their family, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm so lucky to have sons like you, the whole 9 yards, right? So that was that. And then we have, let's see, we have Lois. Well, first we have Ned is sleeping on the couch, and Elizabeth comes. I'm not Elizabeth. Olivia comes in. She's trying to be quiet, but he was having a nightmare that he was singing, but he was naked on stage, and Olivia's just in the crowd, groupieing it up, and he's looking at her. And then some woman with dark hair comes up to Olivia, and then as she's turning her face, you can see it's Lois's profile. But he wakes up and it startles him and it scares him. Apparently, he's been having this dream. And he told Olivia, he goes, I've been having the same dream. You're in it, and I'm naked. She's like, wait, whoa, huh? And he goes, no, I'm naked performing on stage, but you're with a woman there. And I don't know who she is. So Olivia's like, well, perhaps you should talk to someone about it. And Eddie slash Ned or Nettie says, I am talking to someone. And she goes, oh yeah, like me. She goes, no, I know you are talking to me, and you could talk to me about anything. But if you want to make sense of your dreams, you need to speak to a professional. Because he goes, no, no, oh no, no, I'm not gonna look at, no fortune teller, none of that. He goes, they're not real. And Olivia looked like, you'd be surprised. Because remember, Olivia used to be clairvoyant, right? Although they need to have them clairvoyant skills again, but that's pretty much past. So the Brooklyn comes in yelling. Yuri comes down the stairs, handsome Yuri. She goes, where is she? And he goes, Monica is up in her study and she can't be disturbed. Right? And she goes, not her, Granny. Where's Tracy? And so she goes, I'm right here. You don't have to yell. And then we go to the how could you? And she goes, how could I what? What are you talking about? How could I? And so then she goes, you told Chase that his father had ALS. And she goes, that was an accident. Then she explains how she saw his eyes watering and blah, 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 and how she spilled the beans. She goes, I couldn't lie to him. And she goes, why not? Lying is your mantra. What do you mean? And that's what I was thinking. Tracy is fast on her feet with a lie. Why'd she tell him the truth, right? So anyway, as Brooklyn is sniping at her, there's a knock on the door. Brooklyn's standing there staring at Tracy. She's like, what? Tracy's like, well, are you going to answer it? Or are you going to keep staring at me? So she goes to the door. She goes to the door, and it's Lois. And I have forgotten how much of an accent, Brooklyn accent, the actress does when she's playing Lois, because I'm used to her for the last few years playing Quinn on The Bold and the Beautiful, right? So, she's, said, I had to come see my daughter. I saw that, that cut hatchet article that they did on her about being cut from deception. And Brooklyn says she's happy to have her. And Tracy's like, so how short of a visit can we expect from you? She was kind of like look, we don't want you around. Because Tracy and Lois never got along. Tracy felt Lois was not good enough for her Ned, right? So anyway, Brooklyn is telling her what happened, the corporate espionage. She was blackmailed, and she goes, by who? Who would do this to you? So Brooklyn looked to the side and glanced around at Tracy. And Lois turned like, you? Because, Lois will scrap. You? And Tracy looked at her. She goes, First time I'd ever seen Tracy not say nothing and book. She took off stage left. Okay. Tracy did not want to stay there at all. So as Brooklyn and Lois are talking, Olivia comes in. And boy, the squeal that those two did. They hadn't seen each other in years. And look, we're talking Lolo is the nickname for her, Lolo and Livy. So Lolo and Livy jumping it up and down, and Brooklyn is like happy to see their little exchange. And my whole thing is I always wondered, did Olivia know Lois? They came from the same neighborhood, but the whole time she's married to Ned, and even when she's talking to Brooklyn, she never, I don't know everybody, did I miss that? So in Comic Corner Land, if you all ever remember Olivia talking about how Lois and her were best friends, let me know, because I missed that, right? So anyway, Olivia wanted her to stay there, and Brooklyn said no, she should stay here. Granny would love it. No, she said Tracy, because she only calls her Granny to make her mad. She goes, Tracy would love it. And Olivia said, I think that's a good idea. And she's like, no, I want to stay at one of those nice. I want to stay at the Metro Court. And Olivia says, okay, I'll comp you a nice room. And she goes, that's what I make. That's what I'm planning on. And she goes, we have some remodeled one with the view of the water and blah, blah, blah. But then I think that's when Brooklyn interjected and said, no, you should stay here. And so she finally said, you know what? I don't know if she said yes. She may have said yes then, but I don't know if she actually gave a definitive answer. So with all the squealing, Tracy was in the other room with Nettie. And he's like, what is going on? Did you hear that? She goes, look, everybody. And she said, like, the neighbor in town heard it, right? Can hear them. And he goes, what's going on? She goes, we're being invaded by Bensonhurst. And he goes, what does that mean? Olivia's from Bensonhurst. There's two of them now. And he goes, Olivia has family coming to stay? So Tracy goes, you know what? You come in and you see for yourself. So he goes into the living room. Olivia and Livy and Lolo were talking, and Brooklyn was just watching. And he comes in, hey, I know you. And Tracy looks at him, and Olivia looks at him, and she goes, well, yeah, I oughta. I see, I haven't got down the Brooklyn accent yet, so I ain't even gonna play. I ain't even gonna try. I gotta listen to Lois some more episodes to try to get that down. So she goes, you oughta, I'm your ex-wife. And he looked at her and he goes, no. It seems like I know you from somewhere else. And he's looking at her. She's looking at him like, I don't know where. And Olivia's looking like, how could you know her for someone else? You know, how could you know her from somewhere else when you don't know me from somewhere else, right? And so Olivia's looking like, oh, and I'm thinking, see, the triangle's getting ready to happen. The Nettie, Lois, and Olivia triangle's gonna happen because he spent more years with Lois. And remember, he's back in the Eddie Main days than he did with Olivia, right? So where I know where he's going with it. When he says from somewhere else, it's gonna come to him. You're the woman in my dreams. You and Olivia are in my dreams. And Olivia is not gonna be too happy. Well, not but she's gonna be like, oh, why would he be dreaming about his ex-wife? I already could tell where that's gonna go. You know, you can already see that coming. So anyway, that's it. That's it for today's episode. I'm going to go ahead and hit comment corner. I'm going to start my trusty dusty timer. I'm going to get, because I don't think I'll make it through all of these. We have Lisa says, Sonny is with Nina, so Carly doesn't want to hug him. And Lisa also says, it was all revenge on Nina's part because she heard Willow say to Carly, say Carly is like a mother to her and she loves her and she wants Carly to stand with her when she marries Michael, and she didn't want Nina there. Yep, that was it. Sonny will dump Nina quicker than a stale of moldy piece of bread. Tracy should have left deception alone after she got her 1% of the ELQ stock. I know she doesn't even want deception. Lisa says, why hasn't Carly mentioned Cyrus anymore? I don't why my ears itching here anymore. And I think the warden means Drew will be taken care of in a good way. Oh, I hope so. I really do. Does Tracy not know how to say what's wrong with does Tracy not know how to say what's wrong with Chase? Yeah, I can help you. What's wrong? I know. What's wrong to Chase? Anyway, she just, oh no, because she wanted to spill the beans. Let's be real, everybody. Susan says, good day, no rerun, and 5 people back. Laura, Kevin, Terry, Yuri, and Lois is back. I know. Enjoy today's recap. Nettie/Eddie, it had a crazy dream performing with only his guitar and his birthday suit with Olivia and Lois in the audience. Chase, Finn, and Gregory had a good talk, and he is glad it is out in the open about his condition. Now they need to break it to Finn's daughter, Violet. And Elizabeth said, I doubt it. Nunnets will get what's due to her. You must mean Nina will get what's due to her. Mo has much to say, and he loves the character too much for her to get what she really deserves. You must mean Maurice. And Lucy says Gregory didn't tell his son Chase about his ALS because the timing wasn't right. Brooklyn and Chase were having a nice time. Gregory didn't want to ruin their happiness. Yeah, that's his reason, but guess what? Sandy says, I don't trust the writers. We have been let down so many times when it comes to nasty Nina. Turning in Carly and Drew is the least of it. She has done so much to so many people and lies about it and gets away with it. She is past due for some consequences. Well, no, we're going to get something out there, period, because see, Willow's has opened the door and has pretty much walked through that door towards Nina, which is Nina, like Nina said, my dreams have all come true. Oh, well, that's actually Friday's episode. For some reason, my Hulu showed the 12th and it didn't show me the 11th. So, but I'll talk about that tomorrow on the next daily recap. I am says, why didn't Lucy contact Valentine to take care of the deception lawsuit? He has mega bucks and he's a silent partner. Where is Spinelli? He dropped off Georgie and disappeared like Taggart. Well, Spinelli's on Days of Our Lives. NK Rose says Avery has been stuck between 3 houses because of Nina, who is just happy to have access to his kids. PE says it wasn't the first time they called Sunny's Island as Puerto Rico. Named Sunny's Island as Puerto Rico. Well, it's an island in Puerto Rico. One of the offshoots, right? Lucy says, I thought they meant it was a private island in Puerto Rico. That is what they meant. BD says, even though there's still time, I hope Nina and Sunny don't make it down the aisle. Nina does not deserve her happy ever after. Poor Willow. And Juanita says, Sunny and Carly are legend. I like Valentine and must mean Nina in Charlotte together. Pamela says, I think they're going to string us along until November. They don't have much going on for sweeps. I'm so tired of this Nina storyline. And Dacia says, Nina will be scared like Gladys. Would be there, would be. There wouldn't be a wedding day to happen. Nina will lose everything, including Sunny, Willow, and Willow will turn on her. Nina's relationship. Yeah, it's gonna happen. Dacia says, why wouldn't she give a small, why wouldn't she give him the small attitude towards Jason Morgan? He's Danny's father as well. I don't know who he. If Jason decided to return to GH, I hope Jason Morgan changed and he wouldn't go back to work with Sonny as his enforcer. Well, then he wouldn't be Jason. They could leave him off the show if he's not going to be the enforcer. PE says, I hope Michael spills the beans after they are married. That would be the ultimate revenge on Sonny. If Tracy is so adamant about the ELQ being under family control, why doesn't she go after Valentine? I know he's been missing in action for so long. I almost hate seeing uh, Willow's tentative faith in Nina destroyed once again. I love Sonny, but he will have to put up or shut up. And Lisa says Tracy is not going after Valentine because the 1% can kick him off of the CEO position faster. I hope she gets it from Lucy. I hope it comes out before they get married. It would hit her harder on her, wait, Nina, harder on Nina after they marry. She gets everything she wants and then loses it all. Yep, I hope they say I do before it comes out. Anne says, I hope Michael will be able to stop the wedding. What would happen to the Eddie main storyline if Michael gets the name of the whistleblower? Let's be honest, no one really cares about the Eddie main storyline, but how it relates to Nina and the SCC. The old writers are back, so somehow they are going to drag the storyline until October sweeps. Well, yeah, I think they're going to throw in Lois and have that trilogy versus, us needing Eddie to tell everybody about Nina. Otherworldly 2003 says, I saw the fingernails of Lois at the end. She makes sure that Eddie Main's storyline is interesting. I know. PE says, yes, I think there will be a love triangle between Ned/Eddie, Lois, and Olivia. They will keep the storyline going. Ron says, this time Tracy wasn't at fault. She saw Trace crying. And by his response, she assumed he found out about his father. Yeah, I know. She really wasn't being vicious. Sheila says, I hope the writers don't switch up and have Valentine take the fall for Nina since she's keeping his secret about Charlotte. Let this storyline with Nina snatching snitching be over. Otherworldly says, I don't even consider that. Thanks, yes, for the warning of disappointment. And Donkey says, Jason is stupid. Jackson was stupid. He told Carly not to tell anyone what happened with Nell. Carly wanted to tell the police what happened right away. That sure was stupid. And she listened to Jax. She wanted to it was I mean, it really wasn't even, yeah, they were fighting. It was self-defense. And she tried to save Nell. No, don't say anything. They're not going to believe you. Oh, Jax. He caused all that hot mess, right? Well, that's it from Comic Corner. Comic Corner, I actually got through it all. I will be back for another daily recap of General Hospital.